Yeah, good morning, guys. Let's wait for others to join. Hold on, some people. Hold on. Okay. So before let the others join. So people who have joined newly, let me introduce myself. Ashish. First, let me know whether my voice is clear. Clear, right? Okay. So here, myself, Ashish, and I have more than 15 years of experience in performance testing. And I worked for Capgemini for 12 years, okay, and managed different projects, end-to-end projects. The entire my experience was into performance testing and performance engineering. Okay. So yeah, this is about myself. And before we proceed, let me explain you the rules. Like, this Zoom session will be uh, like more than 1 hour. And the Zoom after every 40 minutes, the session will be ended. So you need to rejoin using the same link. Okay. So don't think that class is over after 40 minutes. You need to rejoin using the same link. Uh, okay. So let us start with the basics. Like some people, they have already completed JMeter. So they did not go through the basics. What is performance testing life cycle? So before that, I see that some people are from functional background. And I want to know, like, what do you understand or what do you mean by software testing? What do you think software testing is all about? By, so how do you define software testing? Can someone uh, answer this? What is software testing? So if I say software testing, so how do you define what is actually software testing? How do you define? Anyone can answer. who are already working as a functional tester, right? What do you mean by software testing? In normal, I'm not asking about performance testing. Just what is software testing? You can say anything, huh? You can give any answer. What do you think software testing? Yeah.
We have to ensure the actual result to we have expected result.
Yeah, that is a correct definition. Then, uh, what do you do? Like, how do you do this? Like, when you expect this,
Mm.
say, for example, yeah, what you said is correct. You said you compare with your expected results. So, who defined
Expected
that?
results.
Yeah, who defined that expected results?
Uh,
It is by you, or who says us what is
mm.
expected results?
This by me
Now, who will
actually.
decide that? What is your expected results?
It's actually decided by the customer, sir, as per the requirement.
Yeah, correct. So customer
Yes.
will define, right? So if it is a simple
Yes.
application, by looking at it, you can tell that what is the expected result. But if it is a separate domain like banking or insurance domain, we don't know, right? What is the functionality? So customer will decide, and in software, you'll test the application and see whether it is as per the given specification or not, and you proceed. For that, you write test cases. All processes uh, different. So what I would say, this testing can be divided into two parts, right? Normally, I would say uh, I can divide testing into two parts. Normal,
Functional and non.
very good. So one, I would say functional testing. So and another one is non-functional, right? So in your functional testing, so when you test your application, what is the outcome you'll get? So you tested, right? You tested your application and you found some
Yes.
deviation from your expected one. Then uh, what do you get out of your functional testing?
Defects, sir.
Yeah, very
Defects
good.
and bugs.
Yes, you'll get defects and bugs. This is why you do the testing, right?
Right.
So you come across defects, bugs. You can call it as a error, anything you can call it, right? But in non-functional, there is nothing like defect, bug, error, or anything like that. Okay. In non-functional, there is nothing like defect, bug, error. We have only bottlenecks. Okay. Now, this non-functional is our area of interest. Okay. So, this non-function can be further divided into two parts. So, what we are training is performance testing, right? Performance testing is part of what? Non-functional testing. And there is one more type of testing that comes under non-functional. Can someone tell me what is that? There is another type of testing that comes under non-functional. So
Load testing.
no, someone said security. Who?
Yes.
Yeah, correct. See, load testing, everything comes under performance testing. So types of testing. Okay. Another this technique of within performance testing, you have load test, stress test, and all those things. Non-functional testing, which is not performance, that is what security is. Okay. Security testing also comes under non-functional. Normally in the interview, they'll ask you like, what type of test comes under non-functional apart from performance. Okay, so because security and performance, you are not going to touch the functionality, or you don't need to worry about the look and feel. In functional testing, normally even automation or manual, they will test the application behavior and look and feel and the functionality. Functionality means, say, you are working on a banking application, right? So, and there is a one module called home loans, right? So when you apply for a loan, it should calculate 8% of interest rate for your loan. But when you test it, because of some coding issue, it is actually calculating 7%. Look and feel, everything is fine, but it should calculate 8%, but it is calculating 7%. It's a loss to the company or to the bank, right? This defect is functional, purely functional defect. Okay, that is also important. So that functional defects are like the way it's supposed to behave, it is not behaving. Until unless manual tester, they go through each test case and identify, you won't find. So these are all called functional defects, and it is done by your manual tester and automation tester. But our area of interest is this one. So you are not going to touch this is our area of interest, performance testing. Here, you are not going to touch the functionality of the application, look and feel, and how it is. So you don't need to learn the functionality. And normally in manual testers, they will write hundreds of test cases, right, for each functionality. You don't need to worry about those things. So in performance testing, there is no test cases. There is no functional, functionality you have to learn. Only thing is, you need to understand basic functionality and workflow. That anyway, you'll get it from your functional team. They will share you the screenshot and how the application is look and feel. So what do you mean by only performance testing, and why the importance is given to performance testing? So functional testing is also important, but without performance testing, no company can guarantee on their application, or they cannot proceed to go to the production. Okay. So for example, let me take one. Say you have some retail application. Let us say it's Amazon, right? So how much time it is taking? Okay, and the another application, I'll say Flipkart. So these are two are very giant companies. They are the platform for what? For selling any products, right? Here, for example, I want to buy a product. Let us say, let me search for any product. Say, let us say this is the product. So I want to search for this product. This product, you can see it is available in both Flipkart and Amazon. Yeah, we'll get it. So this product is available in both Flipkart and Amazon. Say, for example, you are trying to buy a product. When I click on this, see how much fast I can get the page. So within seconds, you are getting the the page. Here also you should get the same space. I mean pace. Just for just consider for an instance. Let us, for example, let us assume that your Amazon is very fast and Flipkart is a little bit slow. Both have the same products. Okay, everything look and feel, everything is good for the functionality wise, everything is perfect. Okay, there is no bug, functional bugs. Now, as a customer, I'm trying to buy a product which is available in Amazon and Flipkart. Assume, see, both are very big companies and both good. I'm not, I'm not recommending anything here, but just consider that when I try to search for the product in Flipkart, okay, I'm getting the results within seconds. Okay, just assume the same product when I try to search in Amazon, just assume that it is taking like 1 to 2 minutes for me to open. And every now and then I'm getting an error like page cannot be displayed, some kind of error. Like, okay, they are very clever. Okay, these guys are very clever, right? So when I try to, pick any application, I get this kind of message like page cannot be displayed or, server is too busy. And every time when I click any button, it is taking for me at least 1 to 2 minutes I have to wait. And whereas in the other hand, the same product is available on Flipkart. And when I just clicked it, I can see the page within seconds. Okay. And when I click on add cart or buy now, I can enter my details and get it delivered. So in both platforms, delivery is same. But when I try to book the, this product, it is taking me too long. And when I try to make the payment, the amount got deducted from my account, but product is not purchased. It says some technical error because of server issue. We couldn't place your order. So we regret for that. And when you ask for refund, they say you have to wait for at least 30 days to get it. Do you think the customer will be happy with that? Because the same product, I can see it in Flipkart and I can within 2 seconds, I can buy this product and get it delivered. But in this platform, I'm taking a lot of time, like, half an hour I had to spend to buy one product. So do you think the customer again will go to this platform, whether it's an Amazon or Flipkart? No, right? Now, what happens here? All the customers or customers of Amazon will go to Flipkart. So they will never come back because of the bad experience, and they can go to Flipkart and they'll buy because customer, he will not wait for any other thing, right? So here the loss will not be in millions. Sometimes see companies like Amazon, they can lose up to billions of dollars. Okay. So that is the reason why performance testing has hold, very important role in any application. So any company before they go for production and they have to do this performance testing to make sure that when the customer try to use their application in internet, he should not face any issue. And even one bad experience, you can never get him back because there are so many competitors are there. For Amazon, you have Flipkart, and for any application you take, you have a competitor. But when you say the bad performance, one thing that comes in my mind is IRCTC. So in ways, now it is very fast. Yeah, IRCTC. Maybe people who have, try to book the ticket in IRCTC, still you can see. So something goes like this round and round, and after that, if you get a message saying that server too busy or server not responding, we regret for this, that kind of issues you get. Do you again willing to book the ticket? Because IRCTC, it's a government entity, you don't have an alternative, right? But for bus tickets, you have so many alternatives. You have red bus, so many orange bus, so many are there, right? So in maybe people who try to book the tickets in 2004-5, you might have experienced this. I experienced many times when I used to book the ticket, amount used to get deducted, but ticket was not booked because of bad performance. The reason is when they introduced this IRCTC, they think that only few thousands or at least a few hundred thousand people will only use this. But in India, like we have 100, crore population. Out of them, at least 40 crores will travel in the train. Even if you take 10% of that 40 crores, 4 crores. Even you take 10% of 4 crores, it will be like 40 lakhs. Even if you take 10% of 40 lakhs, it will be like 4 lakhs on a particular day. If they try to access, the server got crashed. So they did not do, enough performance testing. They just released it because the government entity. But companies like Amazon, they cannot take this risk. Okay. Normally, we normally get these ads, right? Black Friday or Black Sunday. On that particular day, they'll say that they'll give you an offer like for 5 rupees, you'll get a fridge. Even they put a tractor for 100 rupees. It's just a marketing technique. But on that particular day, they see once for Flipkart, they were expecting at least 1 million on particular Friday because they announced all these things like 100 rupees for a tractor or 5 rupees for fridge, something like that. They have announced. Actually, they're expecting lakhs, but crores of people try to access because they want to buy everything, but the server got crashed. So only one time it has happened for Flipkart. After that, they did thorough performance testing, and then before they announced these things, like they are giving some offers, they made sure that their server should be strong enough or performance should be very good, 10 times or 100 times of normal, right? Then how do you know that I have to increase 10 times or 100 times? By doing the performance testing. Okay. For example, in this case, say you want to click on any button. So let us assume, go back here. How the information goes to the server, if you understand, then you can understand the performance testing concept very easily. Say, for example, this is your application, right? I think I'm sharing the same thing. Yeah. Say this is your Amazon, right? So normally, how do you access any platform? Let us assume. Normally, if I want to access, how do I access this? Whether Amazon or anything, what you need to have? You can
URL,
access
sir.
to.
Website.
No, yeah. Before URL, the basic thing what you need to have. You access from either from your laptop or from your mobile, right? Let us assume you are trying to open this from your laptop. So, as you said, from the laptop, where is this here? Yeah. From the laptop, you open a browser and you enter the URL and sorry. Yeah. From your laptop, you open the URL and you enter the URL and you try to access the application. That is fine. Now, when you click any button, so you can see the page, but think as a performance tester. Technically, now when I click on any button, where do you think that request will go? Say when you click on any button on any application, that request has to go to somewhere, right? Where do you think that request will go? It has to go to where? So
Server.
what do you, yeah, very good. Who is this? Yeah, someone said
Naveen.
server. Yeah. So now name me any 3 types of servers, like if I have to put my application in the internet, I need some server, right? Without server, you cannot put your application on the server. I mean, sorry, in the internet. No, all these Amazon, whatever you see, you are accessing from internet means they are hosted on the server. Then only you can access, right? So tell me 3 basic servers that you need if I have to put my application in the internet. Give me 3 server names. Any server name you understand. So you people who are already working. Yeah, can you repeat?
AWS.
Yeah, you said something.
Proxy.
Proxy, it is a technique, not the
Web,
server. Okay, next.
web,
Okay, very good.
web
Web,
app DB.
very good. Who is this? Parth.
Naveen.
Navi, right. So you need at least 3
AWS.
server. We need at least 3 server if I have to put my application in the internet. So in real time, you'll have hundreds of server. Okay, like if you check this Amazon kind of thing, they have hundreds of server in the production. But if I have to if I create my own profile and I want to put that in internet, you need at least 3 servers. One is, there is database, yeah. So if you don't have these 3 servers, you cannot, access anything from internet. Okay. Now I have these 3 servers. First one is, someone said web server. Very good. Let's change the color. Yeah, it is a web server. Second one is app server. And the third one is database server. Right? Now tell me, when you're trying to buy anything, right? You're clicking on a particular button, let us say add or something. Now tell me, where do you think the first request will go to? The request will not go to the all server at a time. First, it will go to a particular server. Can someone guess and tell me which server the request will go? There are 3 servers. Sorry, your voice is low.
Database server.
Okay, someone says
Among these
database server. Nikita
Yes.
says database. Anyone else?
Yeah.
Web server.
App server. Anyone else?
Web server.
Okay, who said web server?
Naveen.
Web server is a correct answer. Okay. Say when you click on any button, the first request first it goes to the web server. Why web server? Because if I want to access anything through internet, you need to have a web, right? www. You type right www.yourapplicationname.com. So where do you think that is coming from? It is coming from your web server. Even if I don't have this application server or DB server, still I can access anything from web server. Like, say you can put a newspaper in your laptop, and if you install web server, and that can be accessed through internet. Okay. The basic server is, if I have to access anything from the internet, you need a web server. Okay. Now the first request goes to the web server. Okay. And then this request from web server, it goes to the application server. Sorry. It goes to the application server. So in the application server, normally, what do you have? You have the code, application code. Like if this application is built on different technology, let us say it is built on .NET, PHP, or whatever latest technology, programmers will write some code, right? That entire code will be stored in this application server. Now, when you click on this button, it has to execute some code, right? That code will be in your application server. So your web server, it will route from, the request will be routed from web server to application server. In this application server, your whatever the code they have written for button click. If it's a payment, they might have written some code for making payment or something, or if you are searching something, they might have written some code, right? That code will be executed in your application server, and you are trying to what, retrieve some product, right? Or any name you will search. And where do you think that information of all the products will be stored? Any information of the product name, its price, everything, it has to be stored in a table format, right? And that table, where do you think that table will be stored? It will be stored in database server,
Data.
right? So when you click on a button, it will execute the code on your application server. In the application server, developers will write some code like SQL database queries, right? Like if you are searching for the Insta Kuppa. So in the application server, this code will be executed like select star from all the products where product name equal to Insta Kuppa. So what happens here? This select statements, whatever database query, that will goes to the database server. Here it will execute the DB query. Once it executes a DB query, you will get all the results of your product, right? So all the like this, you get all the results. That will be again routed back to your application server. Whatever the results you get from the database server, it will is routed back to the application server. From here, it goes to your web server. And from web server, whatever the results you get, like this page and all those things, that will be displayed through web server. So once you get this, then only you can see this on your page. Okay, this is how the entire thing happens when you click any button. But we don't, we don't know like this much will happen. But this entire process, going a request from, from your browser to all these servers, and it should come back from all the 3 servers to your page, right? To this entire process should happen within seconds, right? So what is the ideal time to, get the response? So this entire process is called server response. And the ideal time is between 4 to 6 seconds. When you click a button, so the request is going to all these servers and coming back to your page. It should happen within 4 to 6 seconds. Say, for example, there is a problem with your application server, or the issue can be with the database server or web server. Say, if this CPU is very low, like each of these servers will have what? Hardware and software components. So what are the hardware components of all the servers? Like CPU, memory, hard disk. And software components, like what in the application server you have code, and in database you have what? DB queries. Now, as part of performance testers, we are responsible to test all these servers and identify, say, instead of taking 4 seconds, it is taking me like 15 seconds. So that is a bottleneck, right? As I said, in performance testing, there are only bottlenecks. There are nothing like, I would say there are nothing like bugs. So instead, it should take 4 seconds, but it is taking 15 seconds. Now we need to identify why it is taking 16 seconds. Is it the problem with the web server or application server or a database server? Okay, we have identified that the most of the time is taking on application server. So what we need to do is, you need to cross check and see why it is taking. So it will be again, you need to identify, is the problem with this one CPU or a memory or a hard disk. So for that, we'll use monitoring tools like App Dynamics or Dynatrace. And when you monitor, you can see that each server CPU and how much memory it is consuming. If the memory is full, then you'll advise to change the memory. Like your server has only 4 GB RAM, and while doing a performance testing, you can observe that it is consuming more than 80% out of 4 GB. 3.5 GB is already consumed. So there is no memory left. Then you'll have these issues like page sometimes hangs or web page is, server busy, some kind of issues you'll get, right? So these issues will identify through monitoring. And how do you do the performance testing? So performance testing, we use tools like load runner and JMeter. Okay. So here, when I say this, the user clicking on button, it goes to the all these servers, right? But in real time, do you think you are the only one will be, accessing this application? No, right? So in real time, if we say at the same time, you are not the only one. There could be many people accessing the application at the same time. So what is performance testing? It's all about replicating. So instead of one user, with our tool like load runner, you will put lot of load like 500,000 users and make sure that all the users will try to access from different IP address or different system load generator. Now, when one person is hitting a button, it may take 4 to 5 seconds. And if your server capacity is not proper, at a time like 100 people or 500 people are hitting the button, you need to assess like how much time will it take. So, as part of functional, they'll just test the application with one user, like, they just click a button and see they're getting the correct result or not. But no one will test like at a time, 1,000 people will hit the button, what happens? Right? Just like, one people push the gate, nothing will happen. But 100 people will push the gate at the same time, the gate will fall down, right? There is a chances if the gate is weak. So that is what our job, to find out the weakness of the servers. Okay. So now, so this is about performance testing and the tools what we use, software load runner and JMeter. JMeter is an open source. Load runner is a license based. So you will not get, but we are going to provide you the load runner software, and you can install on your on your machines and you can practice, because every day we'll always we cover real time only. Like in each class we'll cover interview questions and how you need to answer, and even in this class also you'll get so many interview questions. Performance, what is performance test life cycle? All these questions will be asked by the interviewer. Okay, so I think the session 1 is going to end. We'll just take 1 minute break and please rejoin to continue. Yeah. Yeah. Please rejoin in 1 minute.